Just try for a minute to picture your favourite garden. So it might be one of those big famous gardens that attracts busloads of visitors, or it could just be a really cleverly designed suburban backyard. I'm about to show you one of the best potted gardens that I've ever seen, and I think it's going to quickly make it to your list of favourites.
Baby, my heart's not in it, not even another minute, so don't even come my way. I'm over it, baby, my heart's not in it, not even another minute.
You know, there are so many advantages to growing plants in pots. From a practical point of view, they're a really great way to overcome tough soils and get really great results with your plants. And from a design point of view, you can play around with different shapes, colours and textures. You can chop and change your plants from season to season, and of course your pots. And if you're a renter, you can take them all with you when you go.
So you can feel strong, you've got to be right, so I must be wrong.
One thing you might not have thought of doing with pots is using them to create layers or levels in the garden. So you'll notice if you look around that a lot of the plants in pots actually raised on things like gabion plinths, maybe a bench, or even an upside down pot. There's also some great examples here of how you can create a microclimate in a garden. So above us is a beautiful gladitsia tree, so it's got a shady canopy that's providing the perfect microclimate for shade-loving plants like bromeliads and bird's nest fern to thrive. One of the things I love about this garden is the plant choice. So you can see that the plants have been chosen for their architectural form and colour and year-round interest, which means, of course, that no matter what time of year you look out into the garden, it's going to look fantastic. Plus, you can, of course, use pots to feature plants that provide seasonal colour and interest, so you get splashes of colour at different times of the year, like this beautiful begonia.
I can see you there.
Of course, pots are at home both inside and out, and this garden does a beautiful job of blurring that line between the two. You'll see that the plants have been positioned up high, so when you look out, you're sort of seeing this wonderful wall of green. I'm also loving that the colour of the plants are picked up on in the colour of the furnishings, and so the plants are really part of that home decor. Now, another tip for you, when it comes to combining plants together in containers or grouping them together, just make sure you choose plants that enjoy similar growing conditions. So sun lovers with sun lovers, shade lovers with shade lovers. That way, all your plants are happy. I wanted to bring you back to the front of the garden to show you just how well this garden really showcases what you can do with pots. So for example, this big bowl here forms the centerpiece of the design. It's a focal point, and it's got this gorgeous Madagascar palm, which you wouldn't want to mess with this fellow with those spines. And then surrounding it is blue fescue grass. And then if you move over here, these clusters of pots are used really well, and the pots are in complementary shades of white and grey, so they work well together, and it allows you to just really show off those groups of plants. And elsewhere in the garden, you'll see pots used as accents in garden beds. Sometimes you'll even see them grown in pots, but surrounded by so much lushness that you'd never even know they're in pots. And of course, one of the best things about a potted garden is that if you get bored, you can move everything around and create an entirely new garden. Now, honestly, this is such a hidden gem and a perfect example of the kind of oasis that you can get if you enter the world of container gardening.